20 left. Isaiah Joe. War is held here for a few minutes. It's a 7-point advantage for Arkansas. Joe way outside for three.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Painted Lines YouTube channel. On tap for today, we are talking Isaiah Joe. First up, make sure you follow my man Tiago. He is T Scabia on Twitter. Awesome writer, even better friend. Check out everything and anything NBA draft and the Sixers at thepaintedlines.com and the Blue Root TPL on Twitter. Isaiah Joe headlines today's Sixers draft target. The 6'5" wing took college basketball by storm in 2018, turning into one of the nation's elite three-point shooters. Joe comes into the draft as a top shooting prospect, providing the type of range most teams look for in today's NBA. So what has changed from his freshman to sophomore year? And how can Joe contribute much-needed offense to Philadelphia's current core? Let's take a look. Isaiah Joe walked into Fayetteville as the nation's 28th best shooting guard. The four-star recruit entered a Razorback team anchored by future NBA draft pick Daniel Gafford. With a dominant big man, Coach Mike Anderson opted to flow Arkansas's offense from inside out. A newcomer to the SEC, Isaiah Joe benefited from an array of open looks during his first season. As a freshman, Joe shot an impressive 41% on 8 three-pointers per game, including a 10 three-pointer game against Florida International that immediately put him on the NBA map. But understanding how it came about is significant. With Gafford at center, much of the defense shifted inside, leaving wide open shooting lanes for Joe to take advantage of. Fast forward to his sophomore year. With Gafford now out of the picture, Joe turned into a significant target for defenses. As a result, his three-point shooting cratered. Defenses now keen on stopping Joe made life extensively harder on the perimeter. With a larger bullseye, Joe's shooting efficiency plummeted, and while Arkansas enjoyed modest team success, it was much harder to find the player that burst into the scenes in 2018. Even still, Isaiah Joe left a considerable mark, including a 26-point outburst against Georgia weeks after sustaining a significant knee injury, one that would require season-ending surgery. Joe's focus now shifts to the NBA draft, where he must show to be much closer to the player we saw 2 seasons ago. Let's take a look at Isaiah Joe's strengths. First up, Isaiah Joe is an excellent shooter. Isaiah Joe has significant shooting range. He's comfortable pulling up from well beyond the three-point line, both in the half court and in transition. Joe uses subtle step backs to gain space when facing tight ball defense. He can definitely get trigger happy and at times shows poor shot selection. Per synergy, Joe scored in the 99th percentile among isolation scorers, good for 1.375 points per possession. Don't be fooled by this statistic, as he accounted for only 16 ISO possessions on the season. Joe is one of 7 players in college basketball to make 200-plus three-pointers over the last 2 years. In his 2 seasons at Arkansas, Joe shot 37.8% from 3 on 9.1 attempts per game. Let's take a look at Isaiah Joe on the perimeter.
The Green started the half very well, but maybe doing a little too much now.
Oh boy, Joe, step back three. Go! Isaiah Joe trying to get some space. He gets it back. Wheeler all over him. Step back on the way. Got it. Blocked by Harris.
That is a great defensive play by Harris.
Look at this. Arkansas.
That's where I'd like to see Jones take it to the rack.
Yep. With 1 on the shot clock, Joe.
The second strength of Isaiah Joe is he is a good off-ball defender. Isaiah Joe is a solid team defender who knows how to take away passing lanes and uses his length well to contest shots on the perimeter. He can be prone to gamble too often, and he needs to add strength, but he does well defending the pick and roll due to his quick hands and feet. Due to that quickness, he's solid defending ISO situations. Isaiah Joe's ceiling truly depends on his ability to gain strength, which will allow him to defend multiple positions. Until then, expect Isaiah Joe to defend 1s and 2s at the next level. Here are some of Isaiah Joe's best defensive highlights.
That helps that recipe for success. How about the block on the three-point attempt.
That is scouting report by Isaiah Joe.
And he hits the three. Pinson turns it over. Into the hands of Joe on a breakaway. He banks it home. C jars it loose. Chaney winds up on the ground. Tyree on the drive, and Joe with the rejection.
Junior year, and those arms are very, very deceiving. You'd think you're far away from him. He can just stretch those things out and get the ball really.
Freshman. Yeah. Is that a concern when you go on the road in the ACC or, as you said, in the NCAA tournament?
Well, I think by then they'll be fine. Another turnover, the 9th turnover, Tommy, by Texas Tech in this first half. They wanted 10 for the guy, and a real hard shot for Reggie Chaney. Had no chance to make that. Yeah, you don't have to shoot it just because you get the ball in front of the rim. Look at Joe with a pick. Is he going to come down with a 2-on-1? He throws the alley-oop for the flush, and that worked well with Reggie Chaney.
Jesse Sills doing jumping jacks. The inbounds pass. Coach Muss wanted a double. DJ Drake.
All right, guys, let's talk fit with the Philadelphia 76ers. For a team thirsty for three-point shooters, Isaiah Joe could fill an immediate need. Prior to the stoppage, Philadelphia ranked 14th in three-point efficiency and 22nd in volume, not the type of numbers you associate with an elite offense. The Sixers did enjoy a relatively high number of three-point looks off the catch. Leading the way was Al Horford and his abysmal 33% on catch-and-shoot threes. All this points to a scenario where Isaiah Joe could logically slide into a shooting role without Al Horford, a lineup that would include Tobias Harris at power forward and Joe toggling between small forward and shooting guard. While he does not possess the frame to defend bigger threes, the shooting potential is an ideal fit with this group. The draft site Tankathon projects Isaiah Joe's NBA three-point efficiency at 40%. Replacing Horford with this type of production could have significant impact on Philadelphia's offense. The Sixers found some comfort last season in the development of Furkan Korkmaz and Shake Milton, but it is too early to tell if either player's shooting improvements are sustainable. In Isaiah Joe, Philadelphia would have a Robert Covington-like prospect, a player with a high defensive upside who can knock down a high volume of open three-point shots. This would give the team another offensive option to space the floor around his two-star players. All right, guys, here are the final thoughts. Isaiah Joe will likely command the attention of many NBA teams in a league where three-point shooters are becoming increasingly more valuable. The key question during this draft process will be on his significant drop in efficiency this season. While signs point to factors outside of his control, Isaiah Joe will have to assure scouts that the shot will translate to the next level. Some indicators show a player capable of making the transition, but in a draft rich on depth, Joe could very well find himself out of the first round. If that's the case, he would provide tremendous value for most teams atop the second round. In a league where zone defenses and shooting distances are on the rise, Isaiah Joe is the perfect complement to teams trending towards modern basketball concepts. Do you guys like Isaiah Joe? Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Make sure you follow my man Tiago on Twitter at tscabia. You can check out his full article on Isaiah Joe at thepaintedlines.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome.